Hey everyone, this is Paul Gale from paulgalenetwork.com, and thank you for joining me today for video game news. It is January 26th, 2021, and these are the top stories of the day. To kick things off, we got to talk about Mortal Kombat because we are going to get our first trailer for the film next month during February, possibly during the Super Bowl, but that's just speculation. However, we do know for sure the first trailer for Mortal Kombat will come out next month. So far, we've received a little glimpse of Sub-Zero creating an ice dagger and a couple of still shots from the movie, like this one right here. But the first trailer coming next month is pretty awesome. You know, we already got the Godzilla vs. Kong trailer just over the weekend under the what movies are coming to the HBO Max platform, and that was awesome. It's one of the top viewed films in a 24-hour period, and that's really cool. I hope you enjoyed it. You might have already seen my reaction video. Hopefully the Mortal Kombat trailer is as good, and hopefully both movies are great. Moving on, in other film news, Kevin Hart was announced today to play the character of Roland in the upcoming Borderlands movie. I think that he should be a fine actor for the role. I'm a fan of Kevin Hart. I think he's funny. I think he does good work. So I could see him pulling off Roland pretty well, and hopefully Borderlands is a good movie too. We need more strong video game films to come out there. And speaking of video game movies, the third one that I'm talking about today is Sonic 2. We learned today from Tika Sumpter, she played the character Maddie in the film, that Sonic 2 will start shooting in March, and they will be filming in both Hawaii and Vancouver. So that's pretty nice to see. I liked her character, I liked her role in Sonic, and I thought Sonic overall was a really strong video game based movie. It did very well in the box office, and you know, like I said, we need more strong video game movies. The next big video game movie potentially could be Mortal Kombat. It certainly could be Mario. That's still a year or two out. Hard to tell with pandemic and stuff like that when the film will debut, how much it's been delayed. We don't really know too much about it, but there is a CG Mario film coming out. That should also be pretty big for the industry, especially since Mr. Miyamoto is going to be involved, Nintendo's going to be involved. It seems like there's a healthy relationship with Universal Studios and Illumination Studios, so fingers crossed that all of these projects coming out are good. And moving on, our first bit of traditional gaming news, we learned today that the Lord of the Rings Gollum is now delayed to an unspecified date in 2022. So next year is the new time frame in which we're to expect this game. Hey, you know what? We're getting a lot of delays on games. Hogwarts got delayed, Lord of the Rings getting delayed. It's all right as long as these titles turn out good, turn out special. You know, a delay of several months isn't going to be that bad of an impact long run, especially if, you know, they come out solid, and that's the most important thing, you know. Moving on, this is pretty impressive here. If you want to go off of one particular site's overall look, which is in this case GameAwards.net, they tallied up and came to the conclusion that The Last of Us 2 has now won the most amount of Game of Year awards of any game ever. 261 separate sites, outlets gave The Last of Us 2 the title Best Game of the Year. And this passes their own records of seeing The Witcher 3 in 2015, where it won 260 awards for Best Game of the Year. So, you know, does this mean anything? Well, first of all, it means that it's a very good game, and many people thought it was excellent. You know, fans alike, you know, including these journalists and these different outlets and whatnot. So yeah, it means something. Is it really the, you know, top game to win the most amount of awards of all time per history of internet, pre-internet video game magazine era? Maybe, maybe not. But regardless, for what it's worth, according to their tallies, congratulations. A well-deserved, very solid title. One of the best narratives in gaming. Great single-player experience. just as you're playing the game and you think that you might be reaching an ending, you encounter 2 or 3 more times in the game where, like, is this the ending? Nope. Is this the ending? Oh, it's finally over. So you get your money's worth in terms of how much dialogue you're getting, how much gameplay you're getting to experience, the overall polish of the world. So congratulations to The Last of Us 2. Whether you take it to heart and count it as the game that won the single most amount of Game of Year awards ever or not, still at the end of the day, they won plenty, and that's something to be acknowledged. Moving on. This is going to make a lot of people happy. I know some of you that follow my channel regularly are big Monster Hunter fans. This so far has only been announced for Japan, but you could import it. Probably going to have to spend a decent amount of money to get it over on the West Coast, but Monster Hunter Rise is getting a Monster Hunter Rise themed Nintendo Switch, and it looks quite nice. There is one kind of interesting piece about it. I'll show you that. That's regarding something on the back, but this is the box itself. Comes out in Japan a couple of months now. The front looks pretty cool, pretty stylish. It's got a nice look here. I think we could agree, right? Pretty cool. There you're looking at them. One more shot. The back. This part kind of gets me. It's this, kickstand that's sort of out of place. I personally would have liked if they just finished off with this gray and finished off with this gray and finished off with this, shuriken look and stuff like that. It's not that big of a deal. Most of the time, you personally are going to be looking at the console, holding it in your hands or in the dock, and you're not going to see the back. Somebody watching you play is going to see it though, and you might flip it around and stuff like that. So it's kind of an interesting choice. I imagine that someone on the internet will sell custom-made artwork that finishes off this look, or you'll be able to buy a sticker and put it on. Still, I wonder, why didn't Nintendo just choose to finish it, or even pack in a second one? That wouldn't be a bad idea. I wouldn't expect it necessarily. If it happens, I'll let you know though. But throw in another kickstand in the Nintendo Switch box, one that is the standard blackish gray color and one that does match this. That's not a bad idea, right? Small cost. Throw it in there, make some fans happy. For whatever reason, have the standard black across all models, or have, something that matches the rest of the look. We're also getting a Pro Controller, and in particular, I think the Pro Controller is really nice. It's got the same look as the dock itself on the front, but, just on the front of the controller here, and pretty sweet. So let me know what you think so far about this bundle. Would you get the Pro Controller? Would you get the whole Nintendo Switch itself? Would you double dip, triple dip, some of you? Let me know. And here's another shot, a little bit closer. All right, moving along, I should say. Nintendo of America had a tweet today, and that's Bravely Default 2, showing off what Nightfall looks like in the game, letting you know that stronger and more enemies roam the field. Treasure chests dot the landscape, holding valuable items as well. Be on the lookout. So you're going to get a little bit more out of the game, especially as you're playing through the night and through different times. The game's got a nice style. It's looking quite pretty on the Nintendo Switch. I'm just going to let this play. Pleasant soundtrack. And this is just a 30-second trailer, so relatively short. Worth showing off. I'm liking the vibe that this game is giving off. And this is the first half of 2021 releases as well, so we're already getting some pretty strong titles to begin the year, to begin the first 4 months really. And you'll have to let me know what you think of this title. Do you like the music? Do you like the aesthetic? Are you a fan of the day-night system in general? And yeah, hopefully you like it. Finally, last but not least, this is actually going to be divided into a second video as well because this needs some more attention, and that is regarding GameStop and its surge and what's happening on the internet today and for the last week plus in the stock market. This is going to be a story that I'm going to do in a video game talk segment. But right here, I'll introduce you really quick. This is Ryan Cohen. That's a name to be familiarizing yourself with. This obviously is an old friend, Reggie Fils-Aime. You know him from Nintendo. This is something important to pay attention to. Wallstreet bets. I'll be talking about that. And this is one of the most beautiful things you'll see on the internet today, and that is a look at GameStop Corporation's GME stock. Okay, stay tuned. There will be a follow-up video right after this video game news video. It's still going to be put up the same date, January 26th, but this deserves a little bit more time. For now, though, thank you for watching. This is Paul Gale from PaulGaleNetwork.com signing out. Let me know what you thought of all of today's topics, and I look forward to reading your comments in the discussions below. Thank you, and see you soon for my video game talk segment. Have a good one. Bye.